Now, in the coming days, the entire country may be plunged into total darkness as its fuel reserves run out owing to the failure to settle outstanding debt. Now, the energy sector is burdened with a debt of approximately $3.5 billion, leaving the country's fuel stock capable of supplying power for only up to 5 hours. Now, speaking to JoyNews during the presidential inauguration in Accra, former ranking member of Energy Committee John Jinapor warned that Ghana may face a severe energy crisis if the insufficient fuel situation is not addressed immediately.
Well, then I have bad news for you. Just today, the confirmation we are getting is that we have only 5 hours of fuel stock. If you look at heavy fuel oil and distillate fuel, we don't have up to 2 days. And so in 2 days' time, we are likely to run out of fuel. This administration has not ordered any fuel as we speak. And it takes on average 4 weeks for the fuel to arrive and 4 weeks for the fuel to be treated. And so we are in a very serious situation. At the transition, we brought this up. The outgoing administration assured us that they had procured some parcels of fuel. Today, right after President Mahama assumed office, and I served on the transition, my checks indicate that we do not have fuel that can cater for even 2 days. So clearly we have a major problem. And this is an incoming administration. Even if you order the fuel, like I'm telling you, it will take about 8 weeks. So we are in for real trouble.
Now, lead data analyst here at JoyNews, Isaac Ofieje, joins me via Zoom to break down the figures for us. So, Kofi, this is disturbing. Just hours of fuel to power our generators. Tell us more. Well, we're trying to reconnect to my colleague Kofi Ajay, and we are learning that the country does not have enough fuel to power generators, which means that we could be facing some power situations any moment from now, and that has been revealed by the ranking member on Energy Committee, John Jinapor. He's been telling the media the challenges we've been facing in that area. Already, we've been seeing some deaths in the sector, and it's actually raising a lot of concern among the industry watchers. But my colleague Isaac Ofieje is back on the line. Kofi, what do we know about the situation?
Well, I mean, Carlos, just like you see on your screen, fortunately for us, we've been able to get an indication or an outlook from the Energy Commission, who are saying that in 2025, just like John Jinapor put it, procurement of gas will be very important. And how much do we need to buy gas or fuel in 2025? The figure is on your screen, $1.25 billion. And if you compare this to the estimate for 2024, the just ended year, it means that the increment between 2024 and 2025 is about 10%. And if you do the math, it simply means that Ghana needs about $100 million. Now we need about $100 million in the procurement of gas for power generation. And so if the just ended government had made some sort of request for fuel, they certainly would have needed about $100 million for just January of 2025, and we'll need an additional $100 million for January February 2025. So the average is on a monthly level around $100 million, and you see on your screen, in total, we need about $1.25 billion in 2025 to buy fuel. Now, if you go to the next slide, that talks about the sources of this fuel that we will need to power our plant. According to the Energy Commission, it says that natural gas will continue to remain the dominant fuel for thermal, electricity generation. Where would they come from? In fact, we'll have some indigenous, gas supply, but a significant component will also come from the West African gas pipeline. We all know the debt situation with WAPCO and how when they shut down it affects the supply of gas in the country. The next slide, which also talks about, whether there will be the need for the importation of power in 2025. The answer was simply no, but they gave a certain condition that in an emergency situation where we have fuel supplies, challenges or faults with some of our plants, then it means that the country would have to import power from other countries. Yeah. And this according to the Energy Commission. The last slide for me is the big deal, and the John Dramani Mahama administration will be looking at this data and be asking themselves how they are going to raise that energy sector shortfall of 4.9, almost $5 billion in 2025, $6.6 billion in 2026, and getting close to almost $9 million, almost at the dying embers of his administration. It simply means that if you look at the collection process and how much our energy sector is able to generate versus how much is needed to keep the light on. This year, for instance, the shortfall alone or the cushioning that the government would have to do for us to be able to have power on 24/7, to be able to power the 24-hour economy, the government would have to cough up close to $5 billion to keep the lights on. And the key question is, where would they have this money? But exactly. The key challenge has to do with where they are going to get some of the forex earnings. All
right. Thank you so much for those details, Kofi J, here with us at JoyNews. Now we're from power. John Dramani Mahama is now officially the president of the Republic of Ghana, having sworn the oath of office at the Black Star Square in the presence of thousands of witnesses. Now the grand occasion had 21 heads of state and several distinguished international dignitaries, gracing the occasion. Outgoing President Nana Akufo-Addo and his Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia gratefully handed over the baton of leadership. A sea of jubilant citizens also bore witness to the oath taken. President Mahama pledged to serve with integrity and foster inclusive development.
Of my fellow countrymen and women who joined long queues and waited in the sun for their turn to vote for me, you have my sincerest thanks for honoring me. My firm, immutable assurance is that your votes will matter in the work that I'll do to make a difference in the destiny of this dear nation of ours. Your courage to bring change will not go in vain. Our nation was born with much promise. That promise would seem hazy and in doubt now because of all that has happened in the past. But I urge you, my fellow countrymen, not to be sucked into a state of perpetual pessimism. For some time, our country has urgently needed leadership with an unwavering desire to get things done. I, with all humility, assent that I intend to be that leader with your cooperation and your help. As your next leader, I shall strive to exercise sound judgment and be able to make the right calls at the right time. I will have the humility and presence of mind to take responsibility for any challenges and be willing to act firmly and timeously to resolve the challenges that we face as a nation. Since the elections, I have read and heard the word hope used many times in relation to my presidency and what it should offer the citizens of Ghana. I intend to speak plainly and clearly to you today, and every time I address you subsequently, I intend to always tell you the truth.
Now, President Mahama also thanked his predecessor, Nana Akufo-Addo, for a peaceful transition.
While we belong to opposing political parties, we shared a sense of mutual respect. In those early days, we probably could not have imagined that destiny would bring us to the leadership of our respective parties and that we would have to face off 3 separate times as we each vied for the highest office of the land. Nana, as this will be our final meeting under these circumstances, and as I look back on the journey we have traveled together, 2 much younger men who entered Parliament together with a full head of black hair and you with the same bald head and round eyeglasses, I have to say that you have without exception been a worthy opponent. I extend my warmest wishes to His Excellency, the former Vice President, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. It was a grueling campaign, and we gave it our all and contributed to the early conclusion of the electoral contest. I wish you all the best in your endeavors.
Now, the ceremony also witnessed the very first female Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Achemam. Listen to her as she takes her oath of office.
Excellency, first the oath of allegiance. Kindly say after me. I,
Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Achemam,
do in the name of the Almighty God swear
do in the name of the Almighty God swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Republic of Ghana
to the Republic of Ghana
as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of Ghana, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. So help me God.
Well, congratulations to her. Away from that, John Dramani Mahama takes over as president of Ghana, continuing the long-standing tradition where president-elect wear traditional attire at the inauguration. But this time, his outfit carries more than just ceremonial significance. It conveys a message woven in Adinkra symbols. My colleague Emmanuel Jivenu explores the meanings behind these symbols to reinforce his inaugural address to the nation.
President John Dramani Mahama holds more than just the mantle of leadership. His agbada carries a message woven in Adinkra symbols, a fabric rich with tradition and purpose. His white garment adorned with kente stripes, symbolizing the unity and pride of the nation. Beyond the fabric, however, lies a deeper narrative, a silent sermon conveyed through the 4 Adinkra motifs placed in cardinal positions: Jinyame, Sankofa, Dwinemin, and Nyamidia. Each symbol tells a story. These symbols are an embodiment of values, cultural wisdom, and aspirations, mirroring his campaign promises, inaugural speech, and vision for Ghana. The president's attire bears the enduring mark of Jinyame, which means except God, the most revered of Adinkra symbols. This motif proclaims a reflection of President Mahama's acknowledgement of divine providence in his return to the presidency after 8 years. In his inaugural address, he began with gratitude.
Our Father who art in heaven, we thank you for giving us this day, a day that offers me, your humble servant, a unique opportunity to work to reset our dear country, Ghana.
The Sankofa is perhaps the most popular Adinkra symbol, representing redemption, renewal, and a nation ready to correct its course. Mahama's campaign slogan echoed these ethos: resetting Ghana and building a country we want together. His words at the ceremony reaffirmed this.
Today should mark the beginning of a new opportunity. An opportunity for us to make a difference in our governance and our economic management. We shall reset our dear nation, Ghana.
The intricate design of the Jinapor symbolizing strength, tempered by humility. Mahama's journey is a proof to this. Once a president, then an opposition leader, and now returning with an air of introspection. He embodies the balance of power and humility. His words capture this duality.
As your next leader, I shall strive to exercise sound judgment and be able to make the right calls at the right time. I will have the humility and presence of mind to take responsibility for any challenges and be willing to act firmly and timeously to resolve the challenges that we face as a nation.
Finally, the Nyamidia, signifying God's presence and protection, completes the motifs. In Ghanaian culture, this sacred stamp is a symbol of reliance on divine guidance. As President Mahama stood beneath the Ghanaian sky, he offered thanks. Nyamidia reinforces his promise of leadership rooted in faith and a vision of unity and progress.
With Nana, Jane, Opoku-Agyeman by my side, we are poised to embark on a journey of progress and inclusivity, united in our vision for a more prosperous Ghana.
As President John Dramani Mahama leads Ghana into a new chapter, he does so with a clear vision, one of resetting Ghana, building a brighter future together, and relying on the values that have shaped the nation for generations. Emmanuel Jivenu, Joy News, Accra.
Well, interesting there. Historian Kweku Daku Ankra joins us on phone to help us understand these symbols better. Thank you so much for joining us here on JoyNews Prime. Could you help us understand the cultural and maybe the historical significance of the Adinkra symbols featured on the president's attire?
Okay, thank you very much, and greetings to your listeners. For some of the Adinkra symbols used on the president's dress, as you can see, his dress is first of a northern apparel, which is something that is where in the northern communities, particularly of Mende origin. So you can see that kind of dressing moving all the way from the northern regions of Ghana up to the West African, northern part of West Africa. So they wear that kind of dress. You see Senegalese presidents, you see Malian presidents, all of them wearing that kind of dress. And then you have the Adinkra symbols as well as the Kente representing the south. So the dress itself shows the north and south of the country, and it's also symbolically representing the people of Ghana as unifying people. And for the Adinkra symbols that are in, we have the Jinyami, which literally means except God. But the meaning itself is Obiare Nim Ji Onyami. No one knows except God. And this name exalts the supreme power of God as insulation from evil forces. It derives, as I said, from Akan proverb, Ji Onyame no nim, except God who alone knows. This symbol actually shows a hand which is clenched with a finger showing. So the clenched fist is with a right forefinger pointing the skywards. The forefinger in Akan is Achrakwan in Setiakro, the single finger, meaning there is no one omnipotent God. There is only one power in the universe. And that God, according to Akan, is the expression of the dependable and exceptional God that will lead or point out the way above others. So this name, Jinyami, communicates the fact that when it comes to the barest power of nature, no one can unravel the mystery around him, nor would be able to challenge, overthrow, or kill him except God. So that is for the Jinyami symbol that we saw in the dress. And then we have the Nyamidia. The Nyamidia, which literally means God's tree. It is acknowledgement of presence of God. Nyamidia is a tree forked from stick, which in the olden days it is planted in the front of the house or sometimes in the courtyard and in the front of homes with a small earthenware pot, a calabash or a brass basin filled with water, and herbs is placed between the forked stick for purification and cleansing rites. And this is done because it really purifies the person as well as protects the person from against any evil forces. This also shows that because it's a straight-forked tree, it shows the Trinity of God, which we say Okoromansa in Akan tradition, the Trinitarian notions of Akan belief, which you could also find in the Bible. So the Nyamidia, it actually acknowledges the presence and protection of God, and also worship and the veneration of God in sincerity. So in all, it is a symbol of worship and veneration. Then you have the Sankofa. Sankofa is a bird which has its head turning backwards, and it means go back to the past. So the idea there is that when you forget something, you can always go back and take it, so that the past is a knowledge bank, a reservoir of information that we can always go back and take and use it as a guide or a compass for the future we want to actually get for our lives. So if you want to have a clear path, a clear vision, a clear understanding of where you want to be, it is important that you have a sober reflection by going backwards and taking what has taken place and using them to guide you for the future. So that is for the Jinami. And then we have the Ojanini. Ojanini is a ram head, and it shows you that when we talk about ram, there's an adage that Ojanini so it is the ram that urinates on its center, and the center shows the equal power and capability, the unshakable nature of the person, which also shows another aspect of the individual. Because it is center, it gives the individual element of stability. It also shows his patience, and it also shows a symbol of resilience. So you see the ram, when he wants to fight, he goes back and then he knocks off. And when it knocks, you can see that whatever is working against can shake. And it can even wound itself and still succeed. So the ram reflects the resilience and the patience and the ability of the individual in standing all the vagaries of time and emerging victorious. And that is what we see in that symbol.
Thank you so much for that deep insight there. But briefly, before we let you go, tell us how these Edinkra symbols have been part of the Ghanaian culture for centuries. Or are we now seeing them being used by presidents and statesmen?
Oh, it has always been there. And if you look at the presidential seat, the Associate, which was first designed by Kofi Antobam, you see that there are a lot of symbols on it. And if you go to Akanchi's places, you realize that they have a lot of symbols. Asantehini, for instance, when he comes out of his room, there is a symbol up there that shows that God, there is something in heaven. Let me have it. He will look up, he will first come out with his backwards and then look up at that and say it 3 times before he will turn and move. And these are all some of the things that show that it is part and parcel of our culture and not a new thing.
Great. Thank you so much, Kweku Dako, for speaking to us and throwing a bit more light on this Edinkra symbols. We are grateful. But it's a good time to bring in the designer, Matthew Asampambila and Agambiri. He is the President Muhammad's designer, and he joins us via Zoom. Grateful for joining us here. Your work is indeed beautiful. Could you walk us through the inspiration behind the President Muhammad's inauguration attire you designed? Kindly unmute so we can hear you. Mr. Agambiri, if you can hear me. I'm asking, walk us through what informed the decision to incorporate the Edinkra symbol into President Mahama's attire.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear now.
First of all, let me thank your cherished viewers and also to God for this day. And secondly, to His Excellency, President Mahama, for giving me this great opportunity to create or co-create his outfit for today. What actually inspires his outfit has been the fact that President Mahama himself is someone who believes so much in Ghana, and he wanted something of Ghana from Ghana and by Ghana. And so he decided that, well, when I approached him on designing the outfit, I gave him some few, ideas as to what I wanted to do. And in fact, he was actually a very key, person in co-creating the brand. So he said, okay, let's get to work. But he really needs something that represents Ghana. And he needs a Ghanaian to do it. So that was actually the brain behind the entire outfit. That inspires.
Okay, so whose decision was it to incorporate the Edinkra symbols? Was it a decision he took, or both of you decided to put those designs in there?
Okay, so I have been planning and thinking of what to do on his outfit for the past 2 months. And so what actually happened behind the scenes was that I would usually come up with something and then go show it to him. Then he either approves or gives his contributions. So the Adinkra symbols were originally taught by me and shown to him for his approval. So it was a bit of a teamwork between myself and His Excellency.
I see. So as a designer, how does it feel knowing that your work is not just a piece of fashion, but a message woven into the country's political and cultural narrative, which is being heralded by everyone now?
Well, it's a great feeling, and I'm proud to be a Ghanaian, because to be able to put in all those symbols, as the historian already demonstrated, they were first being done by Ghanaians long before I was born. So it's Ghana that gave me the opportunity to be able to put in those works. So I'm proud to be a Ghanaian today. And secondly, fashion is a universal language. It's a language that everybody hears without you having to say a word. And for the rich culture of Ghana to be able to put up all those things for generations today and generations yet to come, it's such a great feeling to be here today. And I'm really proud of the brand Bondana, and proud of Ghana, and proud of everyone.
All right. Thank you so much. We believe that this will bring some goodies back. You get a lot of contracts and push the Ghana brand forward. Now, the inauguration of Ghana's 9th Parliament was not just a political milestone. It became a showcase of tradition and style. We'll bring you more after this break. Please stay. Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us here on JoyNews Prime. As President John Dramani Mahama took the oath of office to begin his new term, thousands of supporters and citizens gathered to witness the historic occasion. Many attendees expressed their aspirations for the incoming administration, calling for swift action on pressing national issues. A number of supporters voiced concerns over high taxes, urging the new president to ease the financial pressure on individuals and businesses. The issue of youth unemployment was also a recurring theme among attendees. Several Ghanaians emphasized the need for job creation initiatives to absorb the growing number of unemployed graduates and vocational trainees. My colleague Maxwell Agbagba has more in the following report.
28th February, very close to the Independence Square here, and the celebration is continuing right here on the streets. Very loud is the NDC's anthem right here on the streets, and celebration here. Let me speak to some of the people here with me. Hi, what's your name?
Florence.
Florence, I see you holding the Ghana flag, not the NDC flag.
You know, the victory is for Ghana. Whether NDC or NPP is for Ghana. So I believe that if it's NDC or NPP, it's for Ghana. So we are just grateful that Ghana has won.
You know, that is the indication I'm getting from other people I've been speaking to here. Many of them waving Ghana flags, not NDC flags. Tell me, what are your expectations for the new John Mahama government?
Okay, we are expecting that, you see, a lot has happened over the 8 years, and we were not happy as the people of Ghana. So we are praying that as John Dramani Mahama has come, we pray that he will do the best for the whole country, and he will do the best for everybody to enjoy the country. Okay. Thank you.
I saw your daughter.
Yes.
Hi, what's your name?
What's your name?
Adelaide. I see you're having a good time with mommy.
Yes.
Are you also happy?
Yes.
You're also happy?
Yes.
Why? Is it because mommy is happy?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for talking to us. Yeah. Adelaide is happy and excited because her mom is happy. A lot of people we've been speaking to here. It's quite interesting. We've been on the campaign trail for many months, and usually we'll see the NDC flag everywhere we go. But today is a mix of the NDC flag and the Ghana flag. And the people here are telling us that it is Ghana that has won. Ghana has won. And not just NDC. Let's speak to more of the people here. Hi.
My name is Sean. Okay, so my name is Gani from Kasua. Okay, so we are here today to celebrate the great victory of the NDC in the 7th December elections. Ghanaians have shown that they really want change, and then they voted for the change. So today, we are here to initiate that change. Today, we are here to initiate that change, starting from the swearing in of our President, John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency. So, if you see us here today, happy ourselves, it's all because of the NDC and the future of Ghana. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thanks for talking to us. Hi, sir. Come closer. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Daniel Lamte.
Daniel?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us, what are expectations for the new John Mahama administration?
Yes, for the youth, we know Mama promised the youth that is coming to operate 24 hours economy. And as a youth, as I'm standing here, I'm so proud and happy that we are going to have 24 hours economy. And also, when you look at the previous government, we are here. We are in this country. We know what happened. Some of us, we are jobless. So we are so excited that our new president, Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is bringing the new 24 hours economy. And I'm so happy and excited. As you see me here, I'm so happy. I don't know what I'll do to myself. I'm so happy. So, that's all.
Right. What's your name?
I'm Douglas. What's it down for?
What's your assessment of the outgoing government?
In fact, they did not do well for the youth. The taxes were too much. The taxes were too much. So, that.
Well, a Bobobo Group based in La Paz here in Accra brought electrifying energy to the inauguration of President John Dramani Mahama, performing for free as a gesture for their support and admiration for the new administration. Now, speaking to JoyNews, leaders of the group expressed their happiness in contributing to the historic occasion. Once again, Maxwell Agbagba has more in the following report.
The inauguration ceremony has ended here at the Black Star Square. It's time for celebration. And what we're witnessing here, a Popoba group just set up right here in the inner perimeter of the inauguration grounds. Of course, the inauguration has ended and some Popoba music. Time to enjoy some Popoba music. I have the leader of the group here with me. Let's speak to him. Hi, what's your name, sir?
My name is Gabriel Ajogba.
Gabriel, okay, what's the name of your group?
The group name is Jinapor Band. We came on our own. We tried, but we couldn't get the access, so we came on our own.
Wow.
Yes.
To perform free.
Yes.
To the people here.
Yes.
Why do you feel the need to do this?
Yes, it's because of the victory. The victory goes to all of us. So we feel like we need to contribute. We feel like we need to contribute to the victory.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So this is to entertain the people.
Yes. So we used to entertain people. Even if you are doing engagement, outdooring, funeral, and etc. Anything to invite us, you can call us.
Okay. If you are doing this for free, without being paid, I'm sure you are particularly excited because John Mahama has been sworn in as president.
Yes.
What are your expectations of John Mahama as the new president?
Oh, what we need or what we want from the president to do for we, the youth, we need jobs, as he promised. So, and we know he will deliver. That is why we are here, to support him.
Well, beautiful scenes there from the Independence Square. Now, the inauguration of the Ghana 9th Parliament was not just a political milestone. It became a showcase of tradition and style. From bold kente to daring corsets, MPs turned the house into a fashion runway. We'll bring you the blend of politics and Ghanaian fashion at the inauguration of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic.
The inauguration of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic of Ghana wasn't just about a new chapter for parliamentary business, but it turned into a runway where tradition in style and fashion took dominance. Kente, agbada, smock, kaftan, among others, were in display in each corner of the August House. For some MPs, their fashion statement on this night will be louder than any parliamentary debate. Patricia Piaget, the MP for Asokwa, turned heads and possibly caught her own breath in a daring kaba which offered her nothing but restricted comfort. Clearly fashioned for breathlessness. Her corset top design, bearded in blue, gold, red, and black, can be described as a tribute to Ghanaian creativity. Comfort Doyoku Jogansa, MP for Ada, was draped in a timeless black and white kente. She skipped the corset craze, embraced what millennials might call hipping. Her graceful interpretation of tradition offered both poise and comfort. Then there was Mavis Nkansa-Boadu, MP for Afija Central East in Kente. Her look was both commanding and celebratory, a vibrant nod to her roots. In a striking red dominant kente, covered with a red net on top, Gloria Usu, MP for Trobo, seemed ready for a battle, or at least to make a victory statement loud and clear. With her slit and kaba, the fiery red was as bold as a fierce political journey, underscoring her message the fight isn't over, as dispute about her electoral victory remains in court. The MP for Jomoro, Dorcas Afotofi, opted for a figure-fitting flattering choice, both back and front. For the men, our number 3, Speaker Alban Babin, renowned for aligning outfit with parliamentary occasions and mood, opted for a surprisingly plain suit and tie, while practical for Robin, the absence of his usual flair felt like a missed opportunity. Standing out among the men was Sam George, MP for Ningo Pram, draped in a rich traditional kente cloth. His choice displayed cultural pride, breaking the monotony of the otherwise predictable sea of suits, smocks, and kaftan. The rest of the male MPs played it safe, dressed in their versions of fashion. The likes of tailored suits, ties, and modern smocks filled the room, leaving the Spotlight family on the bolder choices of their female counterparts. In the end, the night wasn't just about swearing oaths, it was about showcasing identity, individuality, and a little touch of Ghanaian fashion drama. Some people definitely came to slay.
Interesting there. Now let's take you around the country to capture the mood and expectations of Ghanaians. We begin in the Ashanti regional capital, Kumasi, where our colleague Nana Boachi Yadom tells us the expectations of the people there.
Oh, the meet me aka fa ho kakra ne say ye man panyi mama that the expected free no say enya so ani this enedai the issue free no one say we the youth no any on man timamfo no ye hwe say ode no ma papa begu akwam ama ye said ye man panyi dada ntimi anye no obetimi aye ama ye no ma timi akoso ama ye o ma Ghana ma no an expect free no
na o sha 4 years I dan ni me wo so timidi ye ne menyina no o gidie say obetimi di asesa ne ma wo man nim
oh me wo gidie nyina ne say ma oye man panyi anya asue no whether say mini gidie whether say me wo gidie say me dim gidie ta na chi na adwuma pa no pese wo ye no nyame boa no na otimi ye boa ye me de kakra me kan fa ho no
na enne one share inauguration ni bi adentia
oh me sola no pa no me huso mu yi but na me pentema ba adwuma ntimi anye de anhwe bi antene man hwe bi
na so wani ajepa
mani ajepa se ye de ne ba bi siso.
All right, thank you very much. And that is a trader in the Kidita market who says that he is happy that former President John Mahama has returned to the presidency and has been officially sworn into office as President of the Republic of Ghana today. He says that he's expecting that within a short period of time or the next 4 years that is going to rule over the affairs of the country, the former the president would make sure that he implements all the promises that he made during the campaign period. So as I said, it's business as usual in the regional capital. Kumasi traders are going about their business. You can see that it's a very busy environment here, and it's not a day where traders, you can see them observing or watching the inauguration or saying much about the inauguration. No, it is a day that they are going to go ahead with all that they have to do as traders, and you can see that whoever has to come in to purchase something is doing so, who has to be here to sell is also doing so.
Well, residents of Keta in the Volta region have expressed excitement and optimism in the government of newly inaugurated President John Dramani Mahama. Reacting after the swearing in, they say they are hopeful things will improve, especially with the introduction of the 24-hour economy.
I'm very happy we have a new president and the vice who happens to be an educationist. In fact, I've completed the University of Education, Winnipeg. That's 4 years ago. Because of language exam, I've been limited. Now, how to feed is a problem. We have kids who are also attending school. Now that we have a new president, I think this our ancestral thing should do something about it so that some of us who can get something doing so that the burden will not be on our husbands.
My expectation is all that he has promised will come to pass. Yes, maybe all will not be done, but the greater part of his promises will be fulfilled.
My expectations are in the business field, the marketing field, and then the academic, because I'm a student. Yes. My expectation, as you said something about you'll be paying for what you pay for the first years at the universities. I just pray that when you come into power, just do it to our expectations so that we can also go to school.
Government to like our bed taxes, especially our bed taxes must cut off, and we must bring back our toll booths too. And that's what we are hoping that our new president must do for us.
As a new president-elect, we will give him all our support. But first of all, we want him to do, as he said, he will reset the country. We want him to reset the country by first taking care of the EC. Taking care of the EC. We want things to be done well and properly done.
Well, that's all we have time for here on JoyNews Prime. We have a lot more news on our website, myjoyonline.com. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening.